All right, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Tell us who you are.
My name is Antonio French. I'm the alderman of the 21st Ward.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about the meeting that we attended yesterday at the Kennedy Hearing Room in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, it was a long one. The Ways and Means Committee met yesterday. We met for about 8 hours. Over that time, we discussed mostly the bond proposal. It's a $199 million bond proposal that's going to be put in front of the voters. Most of the discussion was centered around where that money would go and how it would be allocated. One of the fights that we won, at least for that round, was to include $5 million for home repair services for seniors and low-income people living in the city. That program would be modeled after the one in Austin, Texas. It allows folks to be able to receive forgivable loans to repair their homes, which is a big concern in the city. And our thinking is that if this whole bond issue is being paid for by an increase to property taxes, then those homeowners should at least get 2.5% of the total bond to benefit them, for a program directly benefiting them. The other thing we did was fight an effort to give up to $29 million to developer Paul McKee for his long stalled project. We feel that of the interests of the city and all the different needs that we have and have to weigh, that it's unfair to ask homeowners to raise their property taxes to pay for one developer's project. We've got needs all over the city, and so it's hard for me to explain to my constituents that we're going to raise their property tax and their street is still going to be full of potholes while we're going to pave a developer's area without even knowing what's going to be there.
So, what areas is he going to be covering? Or he's looking at developing?
So the near downtown area, and specifically this project is around the Pruitt-Igoe site. Pruitt-Igoe has been a big problem for many years in the city. It's a big vacant land area, but we've got neighborhoods that have been vacating slowly over the last 10 and 30 years. College Hill neighborhood is one, for example. College Hill neighborhood, now the city of St. Louis is the largest property owner there through the LRA. We've lost about 40% of the population in that neighborhood, but we still have people there. And so those 1,500 people still living in College Hill shouldn't be abandoned. There's neighborhoods like that all over North St. Louis, and I think we need to focus on where those folks still live and not turn our back on the people who stuck it out for decades in the city just to help one single developer on his project, which he's been unable to get any private investment in.
Okay, so what made the meeting go on so long yesterday?
Well, it was really a battle of wills and trying to figure out something that the majority of the committee could support. In the end, the majority of the committee did support my amendment that created $5 million for the home repair program, knocked down the McKee request to $15 million from $25 million. Frankly, I would like to see all of that money go towards other programs, but that was a compromise. And we created a fund of $20 million for neighborhood improvements through the Ward Capital Improvement Program. What people don't understand, or don't know a lot, is that the streets, the sidewalks in your ward, the way the system is set up in St. Louis City is not centrally decided. It's not like the streets department decides to pave a street and do it. The way it works is that each ward is given money, and it's up to us to decide how those streets are paved with the limited resources we have. And so our Ward Capital Fund has been underfunded every year for at least 4 years. And as a result, a ward like the 21st Ward only has about $200,000 allocated to it. As an example, it will cost almost $200,000 just to repave our stretch of West Florissant. So we put $20 million in that fund, which should give each ward about $800,000, which will about make up for the shortfalls of the last 5 years.
Okay, well, is there anything that you would like to say to your constituents? Or?
Yeah, the fight is not over, and there are folks, including the mayor and the comptroller, are really trying to kill this home repair fund. And they have made their central priority is getting as close to $30 million as possible of taxpayer money to Paul McKee. And that, I think, is wrong, and taxpayers should know about that. and people should call the mayor and call their comptroller and let them know that they want money to go towards neighborhoods, and they're sick of doubling down on this McKee development without seeing something happen. He's already gotten $40 million in tax credits, a $390 million TIF, and we haven't seen one house redeveloped, one business come up. In the meantime, we've got big needs in our neighborhoods that have been ignored for too long.
All right, tell us once again who you are.
Antonio French, Alderman of 21st Ward.
All right, thank you so much for your time. And today is July the 3rd, 2014. This is Erica Brooks. You have an awesome day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.